Caravan journey day 2 continued.
After some discussion we hurried forth to assist Mr. Stabier in the camp. Upon our arrival we found him no longer indisposed. He hurriedly warned us of some ogres inside the cave. Mr. Asaurus rushed forward and we all rushed into the fray. He was knocked down for a moment, but I snuck him a quick pick-me-up and he lurched back with a vengeance, cutting down the last ogre. Afterwards, we searched the camp and gathered a few supplies to take back to camp. I managed to gather up a small amount of wine and other drinks to speed our trip.
Caravan journey day 2 final entry.
This day has long gone pear-shaped. On our return to camp there was a great commotion going on in the mess tent. All of us bar Mr. West went to investigate and found Fire Whisk preparing a large and hearty meal to see us off the next day. We then went onwards to the lieutenant's office and presented her proof of the bandit camp's clearing, to which she was very pleased to see. Afterwards, we wandered out to be met by Mr. West, with a chest he had taken from the camp harshly dented as if by axe or hammer. He asked Mr. Asaurus to open this, as Mr. Stabier's attempts failed, likely due to a damaged lock. Mr. Asaurus could not break in either, it seemed, attempting to pry into it with frustration. Mr. West and Mr. Stabier began to argue in earnest, while Mr. Asaurus in anger began to try to rip it apart with his hand, eventually throwing it in his frustration. It shattered against a pole by the storage tent and liquid fire began to pour out. Mr. West and Mr. Stabier were so distracted by their discussion I could not attract their attention, so took upon myself to try put it out. In my panicked state I misidentified some liqueur for water and poured it upon. Shortly the entire tent was aflame, with some of the shot like that of Mr. West's gun going up with it. Soon the camp was bustling, people trying to clean up this mess. We have been relegated outside the camp today, as they seem to believe we intended this disaster.
Journey day 3, first at sea.
I slept poorly last night, rough aground by the fire. They led us through the camp toward the ship. Along the way we encountered Fire Whisk, who has once again broken his promise of his creating for us a breaking of fast. Mr. Stabier had some hard words for him on the way to the ship. I have left to look about. It seems a sturdy ship, with tight lines and a crew that know their way around. I hope this 10-day goes quickly, however I fear this growing tension between the rest of the group and Fire Whisk may grow more heated in such confines. I hope I am incorrect.